and I have experienced the roller coaster of starting a design studio and growing a design studio. And I feel I know the challenges that are pretty universal to most interior designers who have taken this path. Hi, I'm Beth Bieske, the founder of More Time to Design and your host of the Design Dialogues podcast. I've been a designer for the last 12 years and I've run my own studio for 5. And I know how hard it is to run a successful business. You not only need to be great at designing, but you need to be great at all the other things as well. I created More Time to Design, a software platform to help designers run efficient studios, and I've created the Design Dialogue podcast to help us all learn together. Each week, we will meet professionals who are at the top of their game doing things that help us run our studios. We'll have conversations with social media managers, interior design mentors, copywriters, stylists, photographers, suppliers, and also designers who have been in the game for a long time and who have such a wealth of knowledge to share. I hope that each week you feel inspired and informed at the end of each of our design dialogues. So join me for the Design Dialogue podcast. Hi, welcome to the first episode of the Design Dialogues podcast. Gosh, I'm so excited to have you here with me. This is something that I've been working on for quite a while, and it's something that I feel really passionate about as part of our More Time to Design community. I have run my own studio for the last 5 years, and I work at home, and I know how isolating that can be, and how sometimes you just really need a community of not only designers, but all of the people that we need to help us run our studios and build strong, profitable businesses. So I'm so excited to start this podcast in July, and I thought today I would let you know a little bit about what to expect and also to introduce myself a little bit so that you can get to know me as I hope to get to know you guys a bit more over the next few months and years. So when I started More Time to Design, I felt very strongly that one thing that I wanted to do alongside the software platform was to also create a really strong community of like-minded designers. I wanted to create a hub of information and inspiration for interior designers, and I love listening to conversations. I love hearing other people's stories and learning from their experiences, and I feel a podcast is the perfect medium for that. I'm a busy working mum. I consume podcasts all the time while I'm doing other things. And so I hope that you guys find this medium as helpful and that you find it a source of inspiration and information. So, what can you expect from the podcast? So, we'll be releasing podcasts every week, depending on the guest. Some episodes might be around the half-hour mark and some might be a bit longer. And each week we're going to meet a person who is either an interior designer or someone who is what I like to think interior design adjacent. These are the people that we need in our businesses to grow. So we will have conversations with a copywriter, a stylist, a photographer, and lots of other different people. Alongside that, we will also have a rotation of regular guests. At the moment, they will include an architect, a social media manager, and an interior design mentor. And these conversations will be really kind of a deep dive on one particular topic. And we'll be able to come back to these guests every few months and do a further deep dive in these episodes. I would love to be directed a little bit by yourselves around what you'd like to learn and know from each of these guests. And so there will be the 3 different types of episodes which will be coming up over the next few months. I also want to make sure that the podcast is finding the answers to the questions that you have. So on our website, we've created a box where you can submit questions that you might have around processes or a type of guest that you would like to have on. Or lots of different things. So you can really kind of ask those questions and that will help us find the information that you need. Just like the software platform, I really want this podcast to be what you guys want to listen to. And so a little bit about me. I'm Beth. I've been an interior designer for 12 years. And before I started my own studio, the Navy Edit, I had the privilege of working for 2 of Australia's best interior designers. And I got to work on some amazing projects, big budgets, everything you could dream of. But when my son was 6 months old, I took the deep dive, and created my own studio. And so my studio is about 5 years old, and I have experienced the roller coaster of starting a design studio and growing a design studio. And I feel I know the challenges that are pretty universal to most interior designers who have taken this path. I have a wide network of friends who are in the industry, and I sometimes struck how common a lot of the issues are that we find across all of our businesses. And so I want to make sure that this podcast becomes your sorts of information to help you grow your business and hopefully avoid some of the challenges that I have faced in building my own. I really am looking forward to getting to know you as part of the Design Dialogues community. And I hope you enjoy these podcasts and these conversations as much as I have had in putting it together for you. So make sure to subscribe and make sure to share this with anyone else in the design community. And I look forward to seeing you next week for our first Design Dialogue. Thank you for listening to this Design Dialogue. I hope you have found it full of inspiration and helpful information to take into your design studio. To organise your day, your desk and your studio, make sure to sign up for your free 30-day trial of More Time to Design to see how it can transform your business. Follow the links in our show notes. If you would like to get in touch, please reach out on email at beth@moretimetodesign.com or on Instagram at more_time_to_design. I would also love it if you could rate and review this podcast, which help others find it. Follow the link in our show notes. Have a great week, and I will see you for our next Design Dialogue.